you should be live at the moment.
You should be live.
Pop up. Should be live. Oh yeah, we live. Yes, man. Sir, you live, okay.
Hold on.
Just. I'm just playing. Just. Stupid ass. Yeah, y'all know what's going on, man. I don't gotta say nothing. I'm Mr. Too Slippery, bro. Mr. Too Slippery. Trust. It's a death versus is a fate versus death. Trust.
Alright, what video are we doing? I mean, what video we watching?
We watching everything. We watching movie bot, getting it how you getting it with live, top notch. You know what I'm saying, stuff on the fly as well. Mark Dark. Yeah, me. Really want to focus. I really want to see that. For real.
Yeah, he be saying dumb shit.
Well, you got the Effie video. I think that video would be good. Why you want me to squeeze, yeah? Put me right on that one, yeah. Got it, yeah. I've been doing everything in my mind. Alright, I got a boo 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 boo. Yes, sir.
I see the title. Let's do it.
Mom always had it.
Wait, what?
Wait, this
Wait, you could see me?
Yeah, actually.
From God.
Alright.
You finna go to sleep again, kid. That's fucked up.
No, I'm not, bro. I'm up. I'm wide awake.
Man. Nah, you tired, man. I can't come up, man.
I'm wide awake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wide awake. Trust
me. Damn.
Yo, I'm wide awake. Ready.
All right, buddy. But this marked up. Oh, it's movie okay. Alright.
He be making me go to sleep, though. I ain't gonna hold you. But I'm gonna stay up. Trust.
Well, you want to talk about the video throughout the video or after?
After.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's get right into it. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Good.
Hit that sub button, man.
I am around, and none of them like to touch me. I was watching this Oprah episode, and I finally worked up the nerve to tell her what was going on. Do you want to know what she did? She married the asshole.
Now, this has been a brain question ever since day one. What is Effie's backstory? We learned a little about what she went through when she was a kid in this conversation with Tariq, and we are going to get into that in this breakdown. But this is a question that we've been asking for now, 5 seasons? And with 3 episodes left, we're about to find out, or at least part of the backstory. We are coming to the end of Power Book 2 Ghost, and I'm not too sure how much they can actually dive into, but we're going to get into all things Effie looking at her chessboard, which is something we haven't done in a while. So in this breakdown, we're going to dissect her relationship with Kane. We're going to ask a few questions around her mom being introduced. Will we finally find out who her brother was? And finally, I think the biggest question, will Effie survive come the end of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4?
Nope.
Now, let's start by looking at her relationship with Kane in a bit more detail, because that will give us a foundation to transition into the topic about Effie's mom and also her brother, Scratch Yours. But with Kane, it was quite the opposite.
Thank you for everything that you did. Everything that you did with no agenda. I forgot how that feels.
Kane didn't want anything from Effie in return. He was doing all of this because he wanted to, because when you actually think deeper, they are a lot alike. They both find themselves kind of alienated from their families, on their own, looking to forge their own path. I also feel like both have gone through different kind of traumas when they were younger. Just like Woody McLean teased before, it comes from deep emotional pain. However, I genuinely think by now, Effie is just so used to disappointment. She told Kane that she'd wait for him at the penthouse for when he gets back from Noma's, but she soon realized Kane wasn't coming back. Just like she was kind of left disappointed in season 1. Tariq asked her to stay at Stansfield, and they were supposed to spend some time together. But after Tariq's circumstances changed after Two-Bit's return, Effie was let down. And so this was no different. It does also kind of prove Effie's point in the sense this is why she prefers to be independent. If she sticks to doing her own thing and being on her own, nobody can let her down but herself. Just like she told Tariq at the beginning of 301, she wanted to remain her own woman. She wanted to have her own identity and remain independent. So I do think this one had. Now we also have to ask the question, what will Effie make of Kane's proposal and him marrying Noma? She definitely won't be happy. However, just like I mentioned in my Kane breakdown, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if Kane is thinking about the bigger picture when it comes to marrying Noma, with one of them being buying Effie's freedom back. If he's able to take control over Noma's organization, and if he's able to be the man in charge who's calling the shots, he'll then be able to give Effie this freedom that she's looking for. So, the question that I asked after 406 still remains valid. Will Kane protect Effie? Now, as Effie was kind of disappointed at the fact she waited for Kane to come back and he didn't show, who's also been a disappointment in her life, her mom.
What about your parents? They know what you do to get back? My parents?
Let's just say they leave me alone and I leave them alone. I'm good on my own.
Now, she has referenced her mom a few times across Power. In Conversation with Diana in Season 2, she mentioned she doesn't have much of a relationship with either of her parents. She leaves them alone and they leave her alone. If we also rewind it back to Power, she also mentioned that her mom was a bit of a drunk, especially after the death of her brother, who was killed in a robbery gone wrong.
Ever since my brother died, my mom is sober like 2 hours in the morning when she wakes up. The rest of the day is a fucking shit show.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I forgot what videos that was, but
Stupid shit.
yeah.
I've become that.
Now, that's also another question which, who knows, could we finally get the answers to as to who her brother was, especially if her mom is appearing. If her mystery brother is revealed, let's see if they kind of tie it into the wider Power universe. Although I do always mention, not every single character has to be connected in the world of Power. But what I would have genuinely liked to have seen or been revealed in Power Book 2 Ghost is Kane being behind Effie's brother's death. I did raise this theory a long time ago. I would have loved to have seen just how when Kane and Effie are building this relationship, you then have Kane opening up to Effie about his first kill in the streets, and how it was a robbery gone wrong that resulted in the death of one of the guys in his crew, which then would have made this relationship a bit more complex and also added a bit of spice. We then get the answers as to who Effie's brother was, all while connecting it back to Power and also the present storyline, while giving it some real purpose and meaning to Book 2 Ghost. At least that's what I would have liked to have seen. Now, there was also another moment during Season 3 where she opened up to Tariq about how she was sexually abused by one of her mother's boyfriends. She finally plucked up the courage to one day tell her about the situation after watching an episode of Oprah, but instead of backing her daughter, she went and married the abuser. So that's a bit of background and backstory in terms of some of the things we've learned over the years when it comes to Effie's mom. I raised this point in my trailer breakdown. This shocked look from Effie as she opens her door could definitely potentially be someone that she's not seen in many years. Or Power could genuinely be using standard trailer manipulation, and it could actually be someone else. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. But with Effie's mom calling her towards the end of 407, I think we know it is about time we saw her pop back up in Effie's life, and it is about time we found out who she is, giving us a few answers as to Effie's character. Now, I'm not going to waste my time trying to guess who Effie's mom is. I mean, it could be anybody's guess. But the question we should really be asking is, why now? And what impact will she have in terms of Effie's mindset going forward? For example, is Effie's mom still a drunk? Is she in trouble financially? And is this why she's calling Effie or turning up at her dorm room unannounced? I mean, it really wouldn't be the first time we've seen a drunk or a drug addict of a mother on Power. So, could she be in trouble, and is this why she's here? Or, during the years that Effie and her mother haven't been in each other's lives, could she have gone into rehab? Could she have fixed herself up, maybe found God? and finally got into a position in her life where she can finally approach Effie and have this conversation with her, that definitely needs to be had. Kind of a similar situation we saw with Jukebox and Kenya in Raising Canaan. I do think it is one of those two scenarios. She's either one, still a drunk and a complete mess, and she's come to seek help, or she's actually managed to turn her life around, leave her abusive partner, and finally have this conversation with Effie. I think this is what we should genuinely be looking for when we ask the question, why now? Now, also circling back around to the point around Effie's brother, who was said to be killed in a robbery gone wrong. If we're going to see her mother, I do think it is the perfect opportunity for them to finally reveal who he was, or at least just drop a name. He doesn't have to be connected in the wider Power universe, but some answers would definitely be nice. Now, having said all of that, it does seem like the writers are actually beginning to humanize Effie's character by finally giving us this backstory. And I have said countless of times before, are they gearing up to make us feel sorry for Effie? Are they going to give us this backstory to explain why she is the way she is and all the trauma that she's been through? Maybe patching things up with her mother, just like Diana has done with Monet, only for her to then be taken off the chessboard. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me because we are getting to that stage where we do need to see a major death in this show. We haven't seen a major death for a while, and even though Lorenzo, I guess, was a Tejada, was that a major death? Mecca, again, he was a huge character, but they introduced him in season 2 and took him out right at the end of the season. So, I'm ready to see them up the stakes. I'm ready for 2 or 3 big deaths, not just one. I think a lot of characters have earned their death, but with Effie in particular, we also have to look at the fact she is stuck in the game.
I will follow this card lead.
Yes, you will. While Effie continues her duties with the Russians.
Noma won't just let her leave, despite Kane bringing the folder with the information on Carter's dirty task force. She knows that Effie is way too valuable for her organization. Like they've said before, she might even be their best soldier. She may not trust Effie, but Effie is the link to the Russians. But Deem also previously said she only wants to do business with Effie, because I think he has a soft spot for her. She helped Vadim's daughter get into Princeton by hacking into their database and changing her backstroke time. That's why Noma needs Effie. Without Effie, maybe her relationship with the Russians might crumble. So, just like Effie said to Diana in season 4, with Noma, you're either in or out with a bullet. And will this be Effie's fate come the end of season 4? Recently, Alex Lepre did give an interview where she actually said, when she looked at the script for season 4, she knew that it was going to be the final season. There are still a lot of conflicting reports and interviews, and we're just going to have to kind of wait and see till the end. But with Effie's character in particular, it does seem like they are taking her in a direction where basically it might be a dead end. Humanizing her character, giving us some answers to her backstory, and her not being able to lead the game. So, will Effie survive? I personally think she is one of the major characters who really is in danger. Or will Kane be able to protect her? Could she actually make her way to California and escape? I think we all know majority of these characters, there ain't going to be no happy endings. It's just how it is. In Power, you don't get to ride off in the sunset and live happily ever after. So, either way, Effie is going to be in huge danger. And with that being said, that's where we are with her current chessboard at this moment in time. Will Kane protect Effie in the long term? And why is Effie's mom coming back into her daughter's life at this moment in time? And what impact will she have going forward? Drop all your thoughts and predictions in regards to whether you think Effie will survive come the end of season 4. Is Effie on any of your guys' death predictions? But as always, thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
We got some questions, man.
Mary.
Like what?
Got some questions on here.
Yeah, bro.
Why you think her mama coming back, man? Now, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, like I said in previous videos, I think something must have happened. Something must have happened, like
Oh yeah.
bad, or like she need to get in contact with Effie, and she just need to tell her, or she probably she probably don't talk to the husband anymore, and she probably realized her wrongdoings, and she trying to rekindle that relationship.
Yeah, right. Same thing like King and Jukebox, huh?
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Similar to like King and Jukebox. Trying to like get right and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then the mother and Effie dies at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cause it's like it's episode 8. You know what I'm saying? It's like they finally giving us this backstory. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you feel about that? Yeah, what he said about like Kane being the one that took out brother and shit.
No, that was
Like,
very dumb.
okay.
He was reaching. Yeah, he was reaching. He was reaching, but I don't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause it would complicate the relationship. You know, probably like
Yeah, it
negative.
would, but that's I don't think that's what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Um, yeah, I don't see how Effie died. I mean, I see how she died, but I don't see how she died. If that makes sense.
Yeah. You see how she done turns of his power and know happy endings and shit like that. Like
Yeah,
that way, huh?
no, just like all the shit that she's been doing, you know. But I just don't feel like I don't see somebody pulling the trigger on her ass and she just landed that dead. You know, I
Yeah.
don't see that. But we'll
That's
see.
funny. Yeah. It's just like,
I don't
well,
see it happening. I don't see how it happened.
yeah.
But yeah,
Shit. I see. It's about to
that's
end,
about
man.
it.
It gotta be something quick, you know? Gotta be something quick.
Yeah.
Can't drag it out. How you gonna drag it out? It's only 3 more fucking
Mhm.
episodes.
But like another thing about it though, like if they finna bring Effie mom and they finna get into that backstory, what's the point of them killing her off just to bring that back? You know, that don't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
That don't make sense. So, I don't know. Just have to wait and see at this point.
Yeah. See if something pop up. This is near pop up. And that's
I feel like we'll tell. We'll tell by the end of episode 8. We'll know.
yeah.
We'll have a more understanding, an idea.
Mm. Yeah. See what they gonna build up. You know,
Yeah,
so
unless she dies this episode.
imagine. Yeah, 'cause remember when he said like I think that is the mom though, but you know how Power is, boy.
Yeah, that's probably
Power
fucking
crazy, man.
Tariq or some shit. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, you're right. I'm not. That's not the mom. I'm not thinking that. Fuck that. I'm not thinking that. I'm not thinking that. I forgot this
Yeah.
power. Yeah, I'm not thinking that. They not fit to fucking get my damn hopes up and have me happy and shit. Hell no, that's not the mother. That's Tariq. That's Tariq Kane. Fucking
Like,
with Davis. Somebody. She looking up.
for real, man.
So
Like,
that's somebody.
damn.
It's not the mother though. Power fans, do not think that. Do not get the hopes up. It's not the
Yeah,
mother.
man. They can manipulate so bad, man. They're good at that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I had to realize what the hell I was saying. It's not the damn mother. I'm not believing
you,
it till I see
you,
it.
yeah, you ain't just give it. You know, yeah. We gotta see it, man. Fuck that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the rumor kid. We only believe in the titles and the description, man. That's all.
yeah, facts,
What happened in the show, we gotta see it for us to believe. So, yeah, you're right, though. As of right now, you don't see no way.
I don't
Yeah,
see.
you gotta do
I'm
something,
not
man.
believing it. I'm not a believer.
You gotta do something. Like I said, it just depends how fast they move on, like
We got
when it
this Kane
progresses.
video.
Can't what trying to.
I mean, all this shit, it is rushed, bro. But it is what it is, man. That's what it is.
Oh my god! They said it's second half gonna be dark. You know what I'm saying? Remember that? Dark.
It's stupid. Why the fuck would they end it on this shit, bro? I know it's gonna be a cliffhanger, man. I'm gonna be so fucking pissed, CJ. I promise, I'm gonna be hot, boy.
Wait. So like, what's gonna
I
piss you
already
off?
know.
High end. I was gonna piss you off.
No, I just knew it's gonna be a dumbass cliffhanger that we never gonna find out. That's what I'm
Yeah.
expecting.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. That shit gonna piss me the fuck off, bro.
Oh
I might break my damn TV.
man. Oh man.
If they do some crazy shit, like I'm not even gonna say it, but I know it's gonna be a cliffhanger regardless. Because this not supposed to be the last season. It wasn't supposed to be. So no, bro.
Yeah.
What?
You said we got a Kane video?
Yeah.
So, happy surprise.
You said I should start thinking more strategic, right? And you need citizenship to make you legit. That's what.
Hold on, stream. I'll be right back, stream. Short stress break. All right, right. Gonna get this Kane video right after this. Hold on.
You finna be in the video? You can't be in the video. Hello?
Yeah.
Alright, you can start.
What you needed Mecca for. It wasn't about love.
Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one who watched episode 407 and thought, Kane is definitely cooking up more of a sinister plan. In my breakdown a few weeks ago, I touched on how I believe he would end up being the downfall of Noma, because even though he isn't exactly getting on with Monet, he will always choose his family over Noma. He's Mr. Stand on business, and we can kind of see it in the way he's keeping a lot of information from her. He's been very selective in terms of what he does or doesn't tell Noma. He also isn't built to be anybody's employee. The way Noma now seems to be treating him in part 2 is no different to how he was being treated by Monet and Mecca, and also recently by Davis McLean.
Sure, Junior, if that's what you kids are calling it these days.
So even this by Davis was intentional, calling him and also calling him a kid. Kane is done being treated like a boy. He also learned for as long as Noma's in charge, he'll never be the leader he wants to be. But also, the one person that he also cares about will never truly be free, Effie. So we're going to look at Kane to Harder's next move, and why exactly he's asked Noma to marry him in all things Power of Two Ghosts Season 4.
Alright.
So you're on YouTube watching how to make popcorn.
I know you
but did
didn't.
you know there's a YouTube music app where you can listen?
Hell no. I'm
Now, from episode 406, it was quite clear to see that Kane was being alienated by Noma. He thought with Obi out the way and no crew, he was now going to be the man Noma was going to rely on. He was going to be her go-to and right-hand man, and for a brief period, he actually was. Noma did have Kane get shit done, but it was kind of actually using Kane as the enforcer, just like Mona used to use him back in Season 1. There was no difference. We've also seen her throw the blame in Kane's direction without taking accountability. Sure, in the past, Kane hasn't made the best of decisions, and sometimes he did deserve a slap or two, but with Noma, I personally don't think he's made that many mistakes. Now in 407, we saw Kane come into Noma's penthouse to talk about Effie, because at the end of 406, Effie told Kane she didn't want to do this anymore. The moment the going got tough, when she found herself in the middle of a shootout at the Russian's restaurant, held at gunpoint by law enforcement, she decided she didn't want to be a gangster, which we always knew when it came to Effie. She always had kind of dreams and sights on Stanford. We also knew Kane genuinely does care for Effie. The kiss on the forehead in 407 was a kiss that kind of said, I genuinely do care for you. Woody McLean and Alex Lepre have also previously said that genuinely his feelings when it comes to both of their characters. With that in mind, Kane was here to try and get Effie's freedom back. However, Noma wanted answers as to who informed on the shipment that went to the Russians, because if it wasn't Effie, surely there was another informant. It was way too much of a coincidence that first, a warehouse got robbed, and then the Russians' restaurant got hit, where on both occasions, Detective Carter was right on hand to swoop in. Now, we all know it wasn't Effie. It was actually Monet who told Detective Carter about the Russians, and with the information that they gathered from the database, I'm sure Kane was able to put two and two together. But we are going to get to that in just a moment. This is how much Kane cared about Effie. He was willing to go on this mission to find a cop's laptop, so she could hack into the database to find the name they were looking for. And just like in season 3, when he dressed up like a lawyer, this time around we had him dressing up like a police officer.
That shit was hilarious.
Sorry to bother you. I'm Officer Ramirez.
Nigga
Responsible
said
for
that
carjacking.
Asian white-
Occasion Mel, please come.
Thank you, sir.
That nigga funny.
Now, just on a quick side note, using Officer Ramirez's name is one thing, but the way he continues to find a name for Braden in even the most serious of situations, I can't be the only one who missed the interactions between Kane and Braden. The dynamic that these two have on screen really is one of my favorite things about Book 2 Ghost. But in regards to Effie, this is how far Kane was willing to go to kind of get that name that would, in essence, buy Effie's freedom back. However, after they got the information on the dirty task force, and after Kane gave the information to Noma, he began to realize Noma isn't just going to let Effie walk away. Just like Effie said earlier in the season, with Noma, you're either in or out with a bullet. So it was going to require a lot more from Kane to get Effie's freedom back, which is a perfect moment to bring in Kane's proposal.
Marry me.
If that's supposed to be a joke, just stick to what you're good at, Kane.
It's not.
Now, we all know one of the biggest issues Noma's been having in season 4 is her not having US citizenship. She told Kane that Davis is providing her with solutions in terms of keeping her assets safe. But this was also Kane trying to also provide another solution. He realized there wasn't any love between Noma or Mecca. In fact, in 301, when we actually first met Noma, she referred to Mecca as her soldier and her first lieutenant, a confidential informant who was working for law enforcement to inform on all her rivals before she referred to him as her fiancé. That's who Mecca was to Noma. It wasn't a relationship based on love. It was a relationship for appearance's sake, and also a way for her to kind of get her US citizenship, which would put her one step closer to getting these government contracts. Basically, all Mecca was to Noma was a passport. So, why was Kane proposing to Noma if all he knows Noma wants to do is use him for a passport or treat him like an employee? This is where I want to bring it back to the sinister plan that I made reference to in my breakdown in 407. Kane isn't in this for love. I personally believe he isn't even in this to do Noma a favor. In my opinion, Kane has 2 or 3 kind of reasons for proposing to Noma. 1, I think he knows for as long as Noma's in charge, Effie will never be free. If he can somehow manage to get his hands on Noma's business and take control, he can give Effie that freedom back. And that's actually number 2. I think the biggest reason why Kane wants to marry Noma is because if and when we see her downfall, which I assume we will, however it happens, whether it's Tariq, Detective Carter, or Kane himself, I do think we will see Noma's downfall. So, when and if we do, who's going to be next in line to take over? If on paper, Kane is Noma's husband, who gets the drug business and who gets all her assets, including her legit business? If she is taken off the chessboard,